Hi guys, Boomer, Sooner everybody. You guys know me, I'm Harry James. This is the Oklahoma-Nebraska preview. We've got some breaking news right off the top. We'll tell you about that. Has to do with this series, by the way. Let you know about my travel plans because I'm heading to Lincoln, but I'm not taking my stuff with me. I'm going to leave it here in Oklahoma City, so the video itself might be taking a minute to kind of upload next week, be on the planes and all that with travel. So all that and more. But first, as Gabe Eichert would say it, here is your Sooner Stumper. Casey and Charles Thompson are not the only father-son combo to do the Nebraska-Oklahoma shuffle. All right? So it's father and son. You need to know the other one. And here's your hint, guys. Here's your hint. It's a big hint. If you can't get this one, 2021 AFL champions, American Football League NFL champions with the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that being said, they were also a 2021 Super Bowl participant. Head coach of the Bengals. Who we got? Tell you next. Plus, breaking news. Plus, my next week's video release update. Sort of. Tell you about that next. Boomers here in 1982. Don't move a muscle. You guys know me? I'm Harry James. Y'all ready to get this thing started? Let's get it started. First of all, with the Sooner Stumper, Charles and Casey Thompson are not the only father-son in combo to do the Oklahoma-Nebraska two-step father and son. Who are they? Well, Zach Taylor played quarterback for the Nebraska Cornhuskers in 05 and 06 as quarterback, and is the current head coach for the Bengals of Cincinnati. And his dad, Sherwood Taylor, played for Schweitzer, Barry Schweitzer, in the 70s, in 79, 78 and 79 as a defensive back. That's Sherwood Taylor. All right, guys. I don't normally get to do this. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. The University of Nebraska and Scotty Frost have parted ways. They have fired head coach, or released head coach Scott Frost, if you will. So a lot of this, when we get to the Nebraska part, a lot of it's going to be either NA or wherever you want to put it, because they're going to have an interim if your head coach is gone. Speaking of the Oklahoma-Nebraska series, let's get it started. Oklahoma has a 46 38-3 overall record. The last win for the Husks of Husker Nation was that last trip to Lincoln before the one I'm going to take this year, all the way back in 2009. It was a 10-3 slugfest. Nebraska won it in 2009. The last time they met, though, 2021, Let's go, baby. It was 2016 Oklahoma. All right. Well, here we go now. Pre-game festivities. Now, this does not include this week. This will include, however, next week with the Kansas State Wildcats down. Which is at least the pregame festivities in Norman, which include WWLS, the sports animal. They're right there, right in front of O'Connell's. Can't miss them. All right, so you have O'Connell's and the sports animal right directly across the street. Can't miss it. Balfour. That's where Chris. That's where Toby Rowland, Teddy Lehman, and Mike Steele are of the Sports Talk Radio Network, the Ref. Now, at the corner of over there by the Hertz Donuts, the other half of the Ref station. Chris Plank's usually over there. TJ Perry. I saw TJ over there yesterday, by the way. Tyler McComas is over there in the Hertz parking lot at the corner of Jenkins and Asp. Get the Asp. Can't miss it. They're right there. Now, the station that used to be there, the franchise, they are actually officially just north of the football stadium for Oklahoma. North of the clock tower. You can't miss it. It's also, by the way, where the party at the Palace is at. Chris Plank and Teddy Lehman Gabe Eichard, I should say, bring that to you. That was cool. So, that's all the in-house festivities as far as radio is concerned. The game this week, though, is Saturday, September 17th, 11 a.m. from Memorial Stadium there in Lincoln, Nebraska. All right. Now, it's quite a road trip, and all right, if you're gonna listen to it on the radio, might as well listen to my dog Toby Rowland, T-Row in the Morning Show. Let's go. He's the play-by-play voice for Oklahoma Sooner football, also Oklahoma Sooner basketball, and Oklahoma Sooner baseball. And when he's not doing that, he is the radio host of his own show on the Sports Talk Network, KREF, from 6 to 9, Monday through Friday. Also, the color analyst, also part of the Sports Talk Network, from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, and that is Oklahoma's former Oklahoma linebacker, Butkus Award winner, Teddy Lehman. Teddy Lehman, everybody! All right, next up on the docket, Teddy also does a podcast, the Oklahoma Breakdown Podcast. But you know what? A lot of people can't do just podcasts on their own. In fact, even this thing right here is hard to do on his own. So, Teddy was offered the position to co-host with former Sooner Gabe Eichard, linebacker, or offensive lineman for Oklahoma. Also has his own radio show, Big 12 Now, Sirius XM 375. Does it from 3 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday. Speaking of Monday through Friday, Chris Plank does the main sidelines for the Sooners, as with Gabe. Chris Plank, the main sideline analyst, also does KREF on his own right, the Sports Talk Network, KREF from 9 to 11 on there from Monday through Friday, and Fox Sports Radio National Radio, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. here in a couple of hours on National Fox Radio. All right, guys, let's talk about the Sooners of Oklahoma. All right, Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooner to you. Head coach Brent Venables in his first year at Oklahoma. Overall 2-0, great start for Oklahoma, 2-0. 0-0 in conference, no bowl record. Conference championship history. Here we go. 8 division titles for the Sooner of Red, Crimson, and Cream. 2000, 02, 03, 04, 06, 7, 8, and 10. And then they qualified for the Big 12 championship 4 more times. Once Nebraska and all that was settled, they decided to bring back the championship game in 17, and Oklahoma qualified it for it in 17, 18, 19, and 20, only missing last year since it was brought back. All that brought in brings 13 championships to Oklahoma as far as Big 12 championships. Beginning in 2000, 02, 04, 06, 07, 8, 10, 12, which, by the way, 12 we did tie with Kansas State. Got back on the track of winning it on our own, by the way, in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. But 2021, not so lucky to get there. But still had a good year at 11-2, 7-2 in league play. Tied for second with Baylor. Baylor won the outright title to play Oklahoma State in the championship, sending Oklahoma to the Alamo Bowl, where they beat Oregon 47-32 in the Alamo Bowl. All right, guys, that's that. 2022 off to a little better start, 2-0, and they average 39 points per ball game for the Sooners. 461.0 yards per ball game. Defensively, 8 points. They just give up 8 points per ball game, and 305.5 yards per ball game in 2022. And by the way, we talked about that doesn't include a 2-0 start, a 45-13 win over Texas El Paso, and a 33-3 win over the Flash of Kent State. All right, guys, as we talked about, breaking news. So this part of it, not going to be too accurate. So I'm not even going to mention a lot of it. And that is the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They have fired or released of his contract, however you want to put it nicely, Scott Frost. So we'll skip all of that, bowl record and all that, and go straight to division titles. Ready for this? They had quite a bit of these, actually, since the Big 12 days, including Bob Stoops days, I should say. Including Bob's first year, 99, 2000, 01, 06, 08, 09, and 2010 and 2012. Now, 2000, they tied with Kansas State. Kansas State, of course, ended up winning the outright title, and we had to beat Kansas State again in Kansas City, if you'll remember that one. And then 01, they tied with Colorado. Remember when they tied with Colorado? Colorado ended up winning the outright title. And, by the way, they also beat Texas in that Big 12 championship because we did not qualify. They did also qualify for a Big 12 division championship in 2008 with Missouri. Conference history, just one conference championship back in 1999, back when Bob's first year in. They did beat Texas 22-6 their first year, Bob's first year in the Big 12. Recap from last year, 3-9, 1-8 in Big 10 play. That's 6th and 7th in the West Division Championship. with Northwestern. Speaking of Northwestern, last season, Nebraska beat Northwestern 41-23. 2022 stats and regular season recap. Thus far in 2022, offensively, Nebraska averages 36 points per ball game and 492.3 yards per ball game. But here you go. Defensively, 31.0 points per ball game, and they give up 492.0 yards per ball game in 2022, which brings them to a record of 1-2, 0-1 in league play. They did lose to their one conference win last year, Northwestern. Northwestern got the best of them in Ireland this time, by the way, 31-28 to start 0-1. They did start 1-1 with a 38-17 win over North Dakota. But just a couple of hours ago, a little bit less than 12 hours ago, they did lose the final game of the season thus far to start 1-2. They lost to Georgia Southern 45-42 in non-conference action. And this isn't Georgia or Georgia Tech. This is Georgia Southern. Not a good look. They will next welcome in our beloved Oklahoma Sooners. I will be there. If you want to meet up, that's cool. If you want to meet up in Lincoln, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do that. Just get a hold of me at Hype Man Harry or Harry James Taylor on Facebook and Twitter, respectively. That is also where you can find this and all my other videos on the YouTube, on the Facebook and Twitter aforementioned, or 1982 Boomer Sooner on the YouTube broadcasts. Alright guys, thanks for watching. You guys know me, I'm Harry James. See y'all next week. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I've said this on this one yet. I will now. Next week, I'm going to Lincoln, as you guys know. Not taking my stuff with me, not my computer, none of that stuff. So I will not be taking it with me. Thus far, I can't be printing out all my stuff with it. So I'll do all that when I get back. And I will have my video and post thoughts, pregame thoughts for Kansas State, all that up ASAP from when I get back into Oklahoma. Alright, guys. With that being said, now I'm out of here. Boomer Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. Peace out. Meet y'all in Lincoln if you're going. See you. I'm leaving. Bye.